Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. I'm very happy to have you guys here. I cannot even put into words how excited I am to film this video. Now, usually I wouldn't film a first impressions, like such a fresh first impressions, let's just say. But I feel like I'm so excited about this fragrance that I can't wait, honestly, until, I don't know, like a week or 2 or 3 passes to be able to give you like a full in-depth review. The fragrance in discussion, as you can see by the title, is the latest launch from Zimaya. The fragrance is called Ramsh Diva, and this is an inspiration to Vanilla 28 by Kayali, a fragrance DNA that I absolutely love. And if you are a layering lover, sorry for the noise, like myself, I think you can share the love for this DNA as well. Just yesterday I received a PR package from Zimaya with this fragrance, and yesterday I wore it, I've tested it, I have written my first impressions on the fragrance, and today, as I'm wearing this fragrance everywhere, on my skin, in my hair, currently I feel like I'm surrounded by this scent profile, I am here to share my first impressions. So right from the start, please, something I want to highlight, keep in mind this bottle has been freshly opened yesterday. And worn a little bit yesterday and today. So I will tell you how it smells at this current moment on, but don't worry because I will give you an update for sure in like few weeks, close to a month, I will give you an update for sure. Now, this fragrance, let's talk a bit about the fact that finally more brands are coming out with inspirations of Vanilla 28 by Kayali. I have a sample, as you can see, that has been sitting for a while because you can see the color. And in today's video I want to let you know how this fragrance smells like, how it develops, how it performs, how similar do I find it to Vanilla 28, do I think it's worth it? So without further ado, let's just start. Now I have the scent sprayed here and here and here, but for the sake of the video I will spray it again to get the opening part. Let me spray it on my skin. And let me tell you how this fragrance smells like. So the first minute is a tad alcoholic, so keep this in mind. Don't go in straight and smell it. Give it like 30 seconds to a minute for the fragrance to settle a little bit onto your skin. Until then I will add here the notes on the screen, so feel free to take a look if you're curious. So this fragrance, right from the opening, it will remind you of Vanilla 28 by Kayali for sure. The opening, the dry down follows a very similar direction to the scent profile of Vanilla 28. However, to me this is closer to how this fragrance smelled like before it got too mature, let's just say, and reached this color right here. But I will briefly mention some of the major similarities and differences I've noticed between these two fragrances at the end. So yeah, but now let's talk about this fragrance as a standalone fragrance. So this, you guys, opens up with a sugary core, with that beautiful brown sugar core that feels a little bit burnt almost. I feel like if you've tried Vanilla 28 or other inspirations of it, you know that scent is constructed around a burnt brown sugar core that adds an amazing effect to the fragrance, and a full-bodied vanilla accord. Now the vanilla accord here, I feel like in the opening it doesn't even shine as much. To me, in the opening I pick up the most that beautiful burnt brown sugary facet with something a little bit musky and airy and powdery, a touch of something floral there without losing the depth of the fragrance, without losing the richness and the sweetness. And I also pick up a gentle dry woodsy facet in the opening of the fragrance. But something I've noticed from wearing this fragrance myself, this is not even the best in the opening. The opening, don't get me wrong, is not bad, it's beautiful, but the more it sits, the better it gets to me, because this fragrance, let's just say that 10, 15, 20 minutes in, I feel like it reaches its fullest potential. Scent-wise, texture-wise, basically all the notes come out to life, you know? And each particular note and accord feels much more vibrant scent-wise on one hand, but also texture-wise on the other hand. So the opening, to me, the notes do feel a little bit more closed off, you know? It's like I get one singular scent in a way with different accents. But as this fragrance develops, basically to me, the two pillars of the fragrance is the sugary accord on one hand and the vanilla accord. And they work in such a beautiful harmony with one another. So the sugar accord, to me, smells like brown sugar, first of all. So it's slightly darker, and it smells like you'd melt some brown sugar in a pot and a little bit got stuck on the pot, you know, when it burnt a little bit. So now you have the beautiful aroma of brown sugar that's warm, so it has this warming up feeling from within, and a little bit burnt. But don't be scared, because the burnt effect adds such a nice touch to the fragrance. So you have the sugary accord, that's on the first spot, I feel like. And then I pick up the vanilla right in the background. The vanilla, I do think it needs 10-15 minutes to fully come out to play, but once it's out and it shines. Now let me describe you how the vanilla accord smells like to my nose. So the vanilla accord, I feel like it's not your cupcakey vanilla. It's not that type of vanilla accord that's cake-like vanilla, the type of vanilla that you'd use for baking purposes necessarily. You know, it's not a doughy vanilla, it's not a powdery vanilla. To me, the vanilla here, it's something from an aged vanilla essence, so it's a darker vanilla. It's mixed with a pinch or two of something from a vanilla pod at this moment on. So it feels very dense, it feels layered, sweet for sure. It has some depth about it as well. It's not very light and bright and breezy. And like I've mentioned, paired with that brown sugary facet and darkened by a little bit of tonka bean, creates a sweeter accord that feels extremely layered and beautiful and gourmand. Not, I mean, edible to a certain extent, though it doesn't smell like, again, something you'd find in a pastry, for instance, you know, or in a bakery. It's not really that type of edible. But it smells delicious, you guys. I'm a sucker for this DNA. I love this DNA. I love to wear it alone. I love to wear it layered. I cannot even tell you how good it makes me feel. It's such a playful and girly and feminine, yet, I don't know, it catches your attention in a way. Like when you smell something like this, it doesn't go unnoticed. Maybe I'm biased. Perhaps I will be a little bit biased because I genuinely love this scent profile in general. Maybe this is why I'm saying that when you smell something like this, it doesn't go unnoticed, because if I would smell something like this, it wouldn't go unnoticed for me. But back to the fragrance. So in the heart is the vanilla with the sugar that shines the most. Now, the texture of this fragrance, to me, it's very interesting because the vanilla accord, like I've mentioned, let me check the mic. Okay, so the mic is on, it's perfect. So back to the fragrance. So when you smell the vanilla, even though it smells like something from an aged vanilla essence with something from a little bit of something from a vanilla pod, not too much because it's not a balsamic vanilla accord, but the texture, it's very surprising because the texture feels buttery and sugary. This is how I feel like texture-wise when I smell this fragrance. Let me tell you what are some of the other notes, let's just say, that play into the composition. So I told you in the opening, I do pick up something a little bit floral. In the heart, I don't pick it up. I think the heart part is the richest, the thickest, the densest quote-unquote part. It feels very layered, it feels complex, it feels full-bodied, very sweet. Keep this in mind. This is a very sweet fragrance. Sweet from the vanilla accord, sweet from the sugar, gentle sweet facets from the tonka bean, you know. And even if you have, let's just say, a little bit of something floral in the opening, a little bit of something musky and powdery, a little bit of this dry, dark, woody accord that grounds a little bit the notes, a touch of patchouli in the dry down, but they don't cut from the sweetness. So this, not only it's a sweet fragrance, this is a very sweet fragrance, but it's that type of very sweet fragrance that works so well because of the sugary and the vanilla combo. I don't know, like I told you, I'm a sucker for anything sugary, anything vanillic, sign me up. I genuinely love them. So, some of the main aspects I've noticed from the heart till the dry down, you lose some of the thickness of the fragrance, so the scent goes a little bit more airy, though it doesn't lose the body. It holds the structure to a certain extent, and it holds this fullness and this layered effect that it has. It just starts to feel a little bit more airy and breezy, while the sugar shines, while the vanilla shines. I do start to pick up again gentle floral facet, but how to describe you the florals I'm picking up? Because it's not like, I don't know, I smell vanilla and sugar, then a sunny jasmine accord. It's not that. To me, the florals here, paired with the musk, it's almost like they add a little bit of room to breathe in as you smell this fragrance, you know? So it doesn't feel so thick to the point where it feels suffocating, even though I don't mind that aspect at all, but it feels like you have some room to breathe in as you're smelling this fragrance. So the florals, to my nose, they come across as airy and quite nondescript. This is the word I was looking for. Quite nondescriptive. Quite non-descriptive, and I start to pick up gentle patchouli-like facets, but I'd say this is more like 30, 35, 40 minutes in after applying this fragrance on my skin. Now the patchouli is not the kind of patchouli you have in Black Orchid. It's not the kind of patchouli that feels green and aromatic. It's that patchouli that comes across as a little bit of something green mixed with something chocolatey. I'd say this is how the patchouli this is what the patchouli adds to the composition. It does add this gentle chocolatey-like undertone. So I feel like this is pretty much everything I have to tell you scent-wise. Now, something I've noticed compared to this fragrance, to Vanilla 28, first things first, I think this is much more similar to how Vanilla 28 smells like before it gets to macerate, to mature, before it gets to sit and to darken, and before the vanilla really gets to reach this kind of color, because it's the vanilla accord here that developed this color, you know. So this smells more sugary and buttery vanilla, though it has some depth, keep this aspect in mind. Whereas this one, I have it right here, this feels much more balsamic leaning. I feel like the more this fragrance gets to sit, the sugar, I still pick it up, but it's almost like now the sugar melts into a sea of balsamic vanilla. Whereas in this fragrance, in Ramsh Diva from Zimaya, the sugar accord is very well highlighted, so it doesn't feel like it melts within all the other notes, you know, it feels very distinctive and it generally stands out to me. Yeah, now briefly let me mention a little bit the performance. So the performance, again, keep in mind, I've just sprayed this fragrance for the first time yesterday, okay? But let me tell you something else before that. Even with this thought in mind that I have just sprayed this fragrance yesterday for the first time, if I would have to give you my conclusion on this fragrance, this is the kind of fragrance that smells good from the get-go. Keep in mind, give it 10-15 minutes for the texture to reach its fullest potential, let's just say, and to shine to the fullest, but this is the kind of fragrance that's good from the get-go. I don't think this is the kind of fragrance that you need to let it sit for I don't know how many minutes. That would be amazing. For I don't know how many weeks, I don't know how many months in the closet, you know. It's not that kind. However, I am very excited and curious to see how the vanilla accord will develop, because usually vanilla in fragrances, it develops, especially from what I've tried myself. Anything with a vanilla accord, anything with a sugary accord, they do develop as the time goes by. So I am extremely excited to see how the scent will develop, but I think with this in mind, it's good from the get-go. Now, back to what I was saying, to the performance. At this moment on, the performance is average. I think it doesn't surprise me in a very positive way, meaning that it's a beast mode, but neither in a negative way, meaning that it's a skin scent in like an hour. So yeah, the performance is average. Projection, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know, I feel like I have to ask my partner when he's at home if he's able to smell the fragrance. I think projection at this moment on, at maximum, it's a soft to medium projection. It's not the kind of fragrance that's an intimate fragrance, but then it's neither the type of fragrance that projects. I don't know, I feel like maybe at arm's length, but then again, if you apply it in your hair perhaps, and you're going somewhere and the wind blows through your hair, I can guarantee you people will smell this fragrance on you. But keep in mind, it's a very freshly open bottle, so performance might improve with time. So I feel like this is pretty much everything I wanted to tell you. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions about this fragrance, make sure to put them in the comment section, and I promise that I will get back to you. If you have tried this fragrance, let me know how you feel about it. Let me know how do you find the performance, how do you find the scent. Do I want to add anything else? Oh yes, I don't know, I don't think I mentioned this aspect a lot, but if you're based in the US, Zimaya has offered my channel a discount code. I will add it here on the screen. Feel free to use it, feel free to not use it. If you want to shop any Zimaya fragrances, it's always up to you. Make sure to let me know what you think about this fragrance. Let me just close off the video because I feel like at this moment on I'm just rambling. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you also so much to the team from Zimaya for sending me this fragrance for reviewing purposes. I love this DNA. I love this DNA. I love this DNA. And when I saw in the email that they mentioned they sent me this fragrance, you guys, I was over the moon happy. I was over the moon happy to try it, and it didn't disappoint. But yes, thank you so much for watching. I will see you in my next video, but until then, I want to wish you an amazing day wherever you are. Bye guys.